Omaha's number one for all the hits, 96.1 KISS FM. Special guest in the studio this afternoon. I'm loving this. Longtime musician, finally making a break on her own once again after spending way too much time on TV. Although some people don't think not nearly enough time. Rachel Crow is in the studio.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. So Goldbergs, Schooled, started on the X Factor, a lot of time on TV. So let's go back to the X Factor. 2011, the first run. You made a pretty deep run in the series.
Yeah, I think so. I I was top 5, but I think it's crazy because so many people still recognize me from that when I was so young. I mean, that was 8 years ago now, so.
Don't remind me how old I am. Really, that's enough.
Don't remind me. I mean, I was 13, and now I'm like legally old enough to drink.
That's but that's right. So, but then you go into you pick up a development deal with Disney, which kind of doesn't really work out. But
I did. I went and met with Disney a lot, but I did a development deal with Nickelodeon. Actually,
Nickelodeon. Sorry.
No, don't be.
Both ways.
Yeah, both ways.
It's one of those kids networks.
Yeah,
come on.
One of the ones that. Yeah, but the one thing I did get out of that was I got to go on tour with Big Time Rush, and we played some really incredible venues, and I got a lot of experience out of that, so I was thankful for it.
I mean, the experience obviously paid off because you step away from music for a little bit. You're on 2 amazing shows in the Goldbergs and the spinoff in Schooled. What's it been like being on those 2 shows?
Yeah, it's really good. Schooled is something that I'm very thankful for. I've made lifelong friends on the show, and I think that it's just a really special thing to be a part of. It's funny because I feel like going into it, it was a completely separate show because the Goldbergs episode was actually just our pilot, and they didn't pick it up. ABC didn't want to do it, and so Adam Goldberg actually fought for us, and so we got picked up to be Schooled, and they brought in AJ Mashaka and Brett Dyer, and we all were so happy, and they kill that show and make it so much more amazing. And so I think everything that happens happens for a reason. So it's always a good thing. So which actor or actress that you've worked with on School probably surprised you the most, either that they aren't as good as they are, or they're better than they are, or they're more friendly than you thought they would be? Who's surprised you the most? Probably Tim, because he's Tim Meadows. He's a legend, and he's somebody who I've always looked up to. I loved him since obviously SNL, but most people my age know him from Mean Girls, and when I say that, they get so excited because he's so great in that film. And I think that I always knew he was talented, but we were just filming something for the finale, and he had to cry, and the way he did it was he was cracking us up. He was literally making us laugh really, really hard, and then they yell action and we walk into the gym and he's crying. It was the matter of 0.2 seconds. And I was like,
wow.
Oh, he's a psychopath. No, he literally, he's so talented. And I think it's crazy how little credit people get for sitcom acting, because it's not a drama series and it's not always showing extreme emotion, but to be able to make people laugh as hard as he can, and to be able to pull that off and just cry at any drop of a hat, he is so talented, and I'm really thankful to work with him every day.
He definitely is. So you're getting back into music. Your new single, Up All Night, you dropped a video recently. Tell us about that song.
Yeah, I wrote that song because I had this sort of fling, I guess you would call it, with this guy that I really, really liked and had a crush on. And he really, really liked me too, which never happened. So that was very exciting for me. And we just had a really fun time, and we just hung out for 2 weeks and spent time together and did cute things. And he actually came with me kind of to New York, and we hung out, and it was just really nice. And then we both kind of just got busy and our lives got in the way, and it just sort of ended. There was no talking about it. It just sort of stopped, and it wasn't bad or good. It just stopped. And so I was like, okay, maybe that was exactly what it was supposed to be. Maybe we were just supposed to, help each other heal, because we'd both gone through breakups recently. Maybe we were just supposed to hang out and have a good time. And so 6 months later, he walked into a party that I had with my friend. And I was like, oh my God, who invited him? Why are you doing this to me? And he walked in, and everything just picked right back up where it left off, and we went up to the roof of the building and like watched the city with a bunch of friends, and it was very like movie-esque. Like I was like, wow, I should write a film about this. No. And so I knew I had to write a song about it because my best friend, who's my writing partner, was also there with us. And so she saw it from a whole different perspective. And so I knew that her perspective plus mine, plus, Sam Fisher, who wasn't there, obviously, but is another writer in the room. I knew all three of us were going to be able to make some magic. And like, I think we did. And that song meant so much to me. And originally I just sort of wrote it as therapy of like just talking about what happened and like loving this person for what it was. Just young love, and it being kind of done. And once I wrote it, I sent it to my label when I felt like it was good enough to send, because I'm a perfectionist, and they loved it. Like loved it. And I did not expect that at all. So yeah, we put it out. It's a big story.
Hey, it's an amazing record.
Thanks.
What's next? I mean, you're kind of touring? You're touring the States a little bit, talking to some people, getting the
Yes.
news out. You going on tour? You got an EP coming out. What's next?
I'm working on an EP because I am a perfectionist. It's not going to be coming out super soon, but definitely this year. I have a lot of songs ready for it and a lot that I still want to write. So we'll see when that comes out. And yeah, I could be filming some new films very soon, but I can't really talk about them.
Oh.
Sorry.
And don't
It's
follow
a secret.
up.
They're secretive. They make you sign documents. It's crazy.
Oh, I've seen those documents. I would rather not sign them and just not work, but
Yeah.
that's just because I'm a idiot
okay.
like that.
Hey, no, it's okay. You know what? I sign them. I work. I live my life. You know what I mean? It's like my motto. Sign it, work, live your life.
Hey, that's one I haven't heard before. I like that one.
I know. I just came out with it right now.
Hey, see, this is what it's like being with a young genius. They just
Oh.
come up with stuff,
Yep.
and
That's
you
me,
run
guys.
with it.
Young genius for sure. That's how I identify. Uh-huh.
So, the only question I have left is your music video.
Yes.
So you're talking about this relationship, this guy, all that. Where's the connection with that video?
Yeah, good question. So basically the song starts out and my first line is nice to meet you, because it's sort of when we met and started to talk or whatever. And then the second verse is about the party when I say, I know you miss me, which is my version of like, it's good to see you again. And then at the end, the whole point is I don't need to know what keeps you up at night because I know that it's me. And so I think throughout this whole song, it's my journey of like how to love myself, because I think we find people attached to them and then hide with them in a way. And I think I was going through a lot and he was. And so you're sort of using each other as shelter. And I'm not that kind of person. Like I'm very empowered and independent. And so when I realized that was happening, as much as I felt like I loved this person and as much as I still think he is the kindest, most wonderful person in the world, and I just wish him like 100% the best, this song and video is my journey with it and my healing from it. And so I knew I didn't want a male love interest in my video, because the last few songs I've written have been about boys and like and they're in the videos and it's about relationships, and I wanted to sort of like say, hey, this is my love story, but at the end I fell in love with myself. And so in the video I wanted to show that. And so the beginning is sort of, it's blue, it's emotional, and it's raining, and I'm dancing in this very not a sad way, but in like a kind of a sad way, I guess. And then it goes into the pink part, which is the love part, right? Which is where I see him again and all the feelings rush back in, and I still really feel like I love this person. And we spend time together again, and then it goes away. And I think the point is when it goes away, I'm sort of